Yet it's Joanna Swan. Is it a tie game between the Women's World Cup and the Men's World Cup? In my previous video, I mentioned I will cover two mini videos the main differences between the 2019 Women's World Cup in France and the 2018 Men's World Cup in Russia. The World Cup started before the event D-Day or even before the year. Different countries apply to all the competitions, and the selecting country is announced 8 years before the competition for the Men's World Cup, when we're still waiting for the location of the next Women's World Cup. In 2023, it will be the 9th edition of the Women's World Cup. It will happen between July 10 and August 20, 2023. The 23rd edition of the Men's World Cup will be located in Canada, USA, and Mexico. And it would happen between June and July 2026. FIFA has been advertising the 2022 Men's World Cup in Qatar, both in the 2018 World Cup in Russia and the 2019 Women's World Cup in France. I have nothing against advertising the Men's World Cup in Qatar during the 2019 Women's World Cup in France. But how come no words of promotion have been made last year in Russia for this Women's World Cup in France? Is it a fair trade? The 2022 Men's World Cup in Qatar for the first time ever will not be happening during the summertime in June or July, but it will happen in the winter from November 21st to December 18th, as it would have been too hot for the player to play or for the fan to be in the stadium with the sun. So it's proven that the FIFA can make some arrangement for the World Cup stage. The draw competition happened in Paris on December 8th. It was a great show and ceremony that I truly enjoyed. As I was not part of the draw for the Russia World Cup, I cannot really compare what happened backstage. But the 2019 Women's World Cup draw ceremony had some prestigious guests with both women's and men athlete celebrity, like Didier Deschamps, for instance, who was present to be the innocent hands, and he picked France to be in Group A to play against Korea. We had a lot of artists, dancers. The mascot AT was there also. It was a beautiful show, and many current and retired sport athletes were present and put it into the light with a story on what they had achieved. The FIFA did a great job with this event. I could see a lot of young women's players present during the draws, and football fans were both male and female. The media were also present, so we can say it's a tie game between the competition for the draw for the Men's World Cup and the Women's World Cup, as a lot of sport press cover this event. Following the draw season, the ticket opening sale was on October 17th, 2018. I realized that no help was made acquiring a visa compared to Russia. There is no exception for any country. France is part of Europe and Schengen. So if you have a visa from or live in Europe, you are covered for the games. Russia, knowing the difficulty of having the visa and the fee, create a fan ID. It's a legal free paperwork you can obtain if you purchase a FIFA ticket from the official channels, and it allows you for multiple entries for the World Cup season. You also receive after the World Cup an extension for the fan who attend the games and wish to come back and visit more city in Russia, for example. Russia did a great job as a host. That they changed the signs in the metro with English letters as well, because it was all in Cyrillic. They had a lot of sticker and sign for directions, so it's easier for us to get around in many city. And they had a lot of information desk and volunteers on the way to get us any stadium of fan zone. I'm still waiting on a clear path for France. I didn't see any change in the metro RATP in France to help the fan get around Paris. I haven't been in the fan zone for any French game as I am in the stadium for all the games. But I heard due to weather conditions, the fan zone for the opening games, France Korea was announced closed. Going back to Russia, what I love about the fan ID is that it's a strong recognition for us football fan, and it's also a free legal paperwork you can use wherever you go. For instance, you cannot go to the stadium without it, so you must carry it with you all the time. We can easily recognize you if you're there for the World Cup, and it's easy to make international friends. And many fans like to carry it around their neck, almost like it's a pride. The Fan ID gives you free access to the metro on games day, with or without the tickets in your hands. It also gives you a lot of discount for different cultural activities. Also notice, no FIFA train in France was put in place to help the fan reach a different city for the games. The free Russian train was fully equipped with a bar and bed for us to sleep, 4 beds in each cabin in the trains. Maybe Russia was a big country and they try to attract as much people as possible. Maybe it's because of the budget, but when I see free train in Russia and affordable regular trains or flight, if the free train were full, I'm sad to see that France's price for transportation are so expensive, and I feel that it's an abuse. I can understand some slight price increase. I did saw that in Russia, as I was there before. The price for taxi, hotel increased, but nothing major. Because the percentage increase in France is ridiculous. A boat freight from Paris to Nice in the middle of the week, a week before the game for the match France-Norway, could rise up to over €400. When the hotels are full or expensive, you really need to have a solid bank account to be able to follow the competition. When the opening season to buy tickets for the 2019 Women's World Cup started, I didn't like the fact that you have to buy packages. If you support France, you need to buy 3 city packages to follow your team for the first 3 games. You need to buy packages for the city of Paris with 2 other games that you might or might not wish to attend. You need to buy another package for Rennes, and you need to buy a package for Nice. But you don't have 3 homes. Maybe not everyone have a lot of vacation day and could attend to every single game that came from the package. The city packages come with 3, 5, or 7 games. Some packages are with opened and closed games. Closely meaning that you cannot choose the game you want. Thankfully, since March 7, you can buy individual tickets, but they are more expensive as it's the leftover from the package games and the cheapest category were already purchased. The price for the Women's 2019 Women's World Cup is cheaper than the 2018 Men's World Cup. For example, I can pay €50 for the lowest category to have a package in Lyon for the finals and 2 semi-final games, when the final alone in Russia, France against Croatia, the lowest price were €400. I didn't see any local category in France. A special price for the resident in France compared to Russia, who create a category 4, so the local could also attend the games. I attended a game in Saransk. It was Panama, Tunisia. The average salary over there is $250 per month. So this category seems to be a free trade for for Russians, as we were a bit sad if they feel like excluded from the competition. It is possible to resell the matches you purchase through the official channels, so there's no difference on that matters. The Copa America is a men's competition that starts on June 14 and will finish on July 7. July 7, you hear me right. The same date as the final game for the 2019 Women's World Cup. Both competitions are going on at the same time. So football fans have to choose between the two competitions, as they cannot be at the same time in both countries. Knowing that for the Men's World Cup, all regular main football competitions stopped, so players and fans can concentrate on this world event. Should FIFA choose better dates for the men's and women's competition so the fan doesn't feel like they have to make sacrifices? The next edition for the Women's World Cup will be in July and August, so I'm hoping that no major men's football event will be taking place at the same time. Many fans this year start by following the 2019 Women's World Cup that starts on June 7th at Parc des Princes. Then move forward to the competition for the Copa America. Talking about the Parc des Princes. The Parc des Princes is the home stadium for Paris Saint-Germain. The men's French team never play there. They play at the stadium Stade de France. But for the opening games, the Stade de France was not selected. When in Russia, two stadiums in Moscow were in use. Maybe they were afraid of not having a full attendance or an empty stadium and do not believe that the 2019 Women's World Cup will be full of fans. Well, the opening games was a successful attendance. A full stadium at Parc des Princes, about 40,000 people, and over 10 million people in front of the TVs. Jane, a famous French and international singer, was performing the French Army Aviation at the end of the ceremony to show the tricolor of France. They usually appear on special events like the National Day on July 14, so it was a nice surprise to see the special plane. Have some difficulty with the rain and the wind, and the volunteer did their best, but it was still a great show and great dancer. The opening game was with France, the host country, it's a must, and Korea from Group A. France won 4-0 with 3 goals in the first half, and they also established a new record for the first goal in the competition. So who striked? Eugénie Le Sommer, 10 minutes. When the game started, we have Wendy Renard at the 35 minutes. Then she scored again at the 45 minutes plus 2 additional minutes. And to finish, Amandine Henry at the 85 minutes. Prior and after the game, I saw a lot of international and French media from CNN to Canal+. I went to the Casbah again to get warmer before the game and see my friends. A lot of them, I met them during the World Cup in Russia. And it was great to see them again and to share this special event together and carrying our team to a beautiful victory. So thank you for watching my video. If you want to see more videos from the World Cup, don't hesitate to subscribe. And also click on the bell so you can receive a notification whenever I post a new video.
Hi, can you introduce yourself and tell us what's your name and what you do?
My name is Janice. This is very big shootout for France. Okay? I'm so glad to see you, my darling. I'm so glad to see you, my darling. I'm so glad to see you, my darling. I'm so glad you, my darling. Ooh! Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah.
Allez les bleus!